Welcome to the weekly Homicide Report, the weekly program where we talk about all the people that needlessly died at the hands of another person. Now let's take a look at this week's graph. Chicago is back with its second week in the double digits. They had 11 people lose their lives this week due to human violence, and I imagine that number will not be going down until next fall. Philly also had 11 and is in its second week in the double digits for homicides. Last year, they were double digits from week 19 to week 32 for all but 1 week in that span. New York City reported 9 murders last week. Shootings usually account for about 80% of all homicides in America, but not in New York. So far, in the month of May alone, there has been more stabbings than shootings. Take away the guns, and bad people find other means to do bad things. Houston added 7 to their total, and at least 1 was taken out during a self-defense situation. So that was a bad guy that got taken out. Baltimore recorded 10 incidents. 84% of the homicides there have been shootings. New Orleans is showing 2 murders, much lower than the 8 they had last week. And our nation's capital added 6. D.C. is currently 10 higher than they were at this time last year. Now for some overall numbers. Dallas is still showing 81. Clearly their site is not being updated. Columbus, Ohio, 66. Las Vegas is at 65. Kansas City, Missouri, 60. Milwaukee, 58. Birmingham, Alabama, 55. They had 5 this week in 6 days. Jackson, Mississippi, 38. Portland, Oregon, 36. Minneapolis, 26. And if you believe the city's numbers, they've had 11 less this year than at this time last year. San Francisco, 20, and Rochester, New York is at 16. There were 15 mass gun events last week, and we currently sit at 241 on the year. And if you're one of the new people to my channel, yes, that's 241 mass shootings just this year. And yes, the over-under is still at 700, and yes, I'm still taking the over. I'm not going to show the images of the kids we lost this week that are high school age and under, but there were combined 44 who died from gunfire alone. And we've passed the 700 mark on the year for this age group that lost their lives due to gunfire. There were 34 defensive use of a firearm incidents reported. This is a bigger number than usual, but still needs to be much higher. I'm covering many of these stories weekly. We lost 2 officers in the line of duty this week, Sergeant Michael Kunovich due to a heart attack, and Deputy Sheriff Caleb Conley, who I covered in this video. He is the 20th officer this year to be killed by gunfire in the line of duty. We also lost K-9 Hudson this week. He's the 3rd K-9 to lose his life in the line of duty due to gunfire this year, and 7th overall. Well, that's all I have for you today, but I'll be back next week with the week 22 numbers. Until then, have a great week, and I'll catch you next week.